Serious effects that we should think about is the impact on the so-called gut-brain axis, or for sake of today's discussion, the gut-liver-brain axis. I don't think the gut-liver-brain axis has ever been discussed on this podcast, maybe any podcast, although at the moment I say that, I'm going to, the gut-liver-brain axis, people are going to come after me with, I suppose, gut, liver, brain, and brains. In any event, you have a brain, you have a gut. That gut runs from your throat down to the end of your intestine. Your gut and your brain communicate by way of nerve cells, neurons, and nerve connections, the vagus nerve in particular, and by way of chemical signaling. Your gut also communicates by way of chemical signaling, and believe it or not, by way of neural signaling too, to your liver. And as we talked about earlier, the liver is the first site in which alcohol is broken down and metabolized into its component parts. The liver is also communicating with the brain through chemical signaling and neural signaling. So we have the gut-liver-brain axis. And what you find is that people who ingest alcohol at any amount are inducing a disruption in the so-called gut microbiome, the trillions of little microbacteria that take resident in your gut and that live inside you all the time, and also your immune system, and that literally signal by way of electrical signals and chemical signals to your brain to increase the release of things like serotonin and dopamine and regulate your mood, generally positive ones. Well, alcohol really disrupts those bacteria. This should come as no surprise. Earlier we talked about this, and it's well known if you want to sterilize something, you want to kill the bacteria, you pour alcohol on it. And I can remember scraping myself or cutting myself. I was always injuring myself when I was a kid. And, the moment they take out the peroxide, like, oh boy, here it comes. But if there's no peroxide around, you've got a wound there and you need to clean it out, they'll use alcohol, which I do not recommend, by the way. That's one of the harshest ways to clean a wound. But for centuries, thousands of years, really, alcohol has been used in order to clean and kill bacteria. So alcohol kills bacteria, and it is indiscriminate with respect to which bacteria it kills. So when we ingest alcohol and it goes into our gut, it kills a lot of the healthy gut microbiota. At the same time, the metabolism of alcohol in the liver, which you now understand, that pathway involving acetaldehyde, and acetate, that pathway is pro-inflammatory, so it's increasing the release of inflammatory cytokines, things like 6, etc. Alpha, like learn more about the immune system, we can episode all about the immune system. In any event, all these pro-inflammatory molecules, those are being released. You've now got disruption of the gut microbiome as a consequence of the lining of the gut, and you develop, at least transiently, leaky gut. That is bacteria that exist in the gut, which are bad bacteria, can now pass out of the gut into the bloodstream. So you've got a two-hit kind of model here. In biology, we talk about two-hit models. That is kind of a 1 + 1 = 4. And it's generally, when you hear two-hit, it's not a good thing. So you've got bad bacteria from partially broken down food moving out of the gut. The good bacteria in the gut have been killed. You might say, why does the alcohol kill the bad bacteria in the gut? Well, the bad bacteria that are from partially digested food oftentimes escape the gut before the alcohol can disrupt them. And so now you've got leaks in the gut wall. You've got the release of this bad bacteria. You've got inflammatory cytokines and other things being released from the liver. And they are able to get into the brain through what's called a neuroimmune signaling. And what's really bizarre in terms of the way that this manifests in the brain, it's not the way I would have done it, but then again, as I always say, I wasn't a consultant at the design phase, and anyone who says they did should be very skeptical of them. The net effect of this is actually to disrupt the neural circuits that control regulation of alcohol intake. And the net effect of that is increased alcohol consumption. So this is just terrible, right? So you're taking in something that disrupts two systems, the gut microbiota, and it disrupts it in two ways. It's killing the good gut microbiota, and it's allowing the bad bacteria to move from the gut into the bloodstream. You've also got pro-inflammatory cytokines coming from the liver, and those converge or arrive in the brain and create a system in which the neural circuits cause more drinking. That's a bad situation, and this is why people who drink regularly, even if it's not a ton of alcohol, again, of the sorts of patterns of drinking I talked about before, and certainly for those that are chronic heavy drinkers, what you end up with is a situation in which you have inflammation in multiple places in the brain and body, and the desire to drink even more and to further exacerbate that inflammation and the gut risk. So this is basically a terrible scenario for the gut-liver-brain axis, and it's especially prevalent in so-called alcohol use disorder, again, people that are ingesting something between 12 and 24 drinks per week. For those of you that are interested in learning more about the gut-liver-brain axis and in particular alcohol use disorder, I'll provide a link in the show note captions. There's a wonderful review on this that details that. But on the positive side, it points to the possibility that at least some, again,